Okay, I think we can start. Good evening, everyone. I'm not at home on the office, so I'm not going to open the camera, but I think this is good enough. Today, I'm happy to have Komal with us, who has recently successfully transitioned to a data science career after completing her course with DataMites. Komal Sahu, very good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, congratulations to start with.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Um, the idea is to understand your journey, and also some of your experience might help aspiring learners, aspirants of data science. So we'll begin with your quick introduction of your profile before taking up this data science career path. Could you just tell us what was your profile?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have completed my BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering. After that, I was giving some technical exams, and at that time, I got to know about data science from one of my senior who was a mechanical engineer, and he took a career transition in data science at a very good package. From there, I got to know about this field, and then I joined DataMites for further process.
All right. So you're from engineering background,
Yes,
electrical and
sir.
electronics and telecommunication, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're a fresher, isn't it?
Not a fresher. Actually, I was giving certain technical exams. So after that, I joined DataMites for data science.
Okay. From a career perspective, your data science career is to begin with. Before that,
Yes.
you're
Yes,
preparing.
sir.
Okay. Wonderful. Um, what was your knowledge on Python and start with Python programming in general? Do you know programming? Have
Yeah, I have programming background. I was when I was in college, I studied C, C++, and certain other programming languages also. So programming was not new to me, but yeah, Python I studied here.
okay. How was the Python? Like, how much time it took to complete the Python? How did you learn Python?
Whatever stuff so my mentor gave that I learned because they were very specific that you will not need to learn everything from Python. You have to know the things which will be useful in the data science. So just stick to those things, he said. So I was just followed whatever he said for Python and
Okay.
ML also.
So when you say he, you're referring to a mentor of DataMites. Who is
Yes,
your
sir.
who is your mentor?
Hemant Kumar.
Hemant. All right.
Hemant, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. So how was your other aspects? Are you good in statistics in particular? SQL, statistics?
Yeah, I just focus mainly on ML and Python. And yeah, SQL also I did, but after completing Python and ML, SQL and then stats.
Okay. What was your like? Is it what's your experience? I mean, ask this question everyone who succeeds in their career transition. But how did you find it? Is it difficult for someone coming from a engineering background? What's your experience?
Not difficult. It is moderate only. I will not say it is difficult because yeah, it can be done by anyone if they'll follow the path and follow whatever needs to be done for this field. So anyone can pursue it.
Okay, very good. All right. So, when did you join DataMites? Which sorry.
September 2022.
Okay, so it's about a year, few months,
Yeah, yeah, more than a year.
more than a year. The course itself is 8 months, isn't it? And then you have spent about 3 years, 3 to 4 months before getting into this job.
Yes,
So that's an average. Okay. All right. So you would have, are you from an online batch or a classroom batch?
online batch only.
You're online batch. Okay. All right. So there are a lot of other people. I mean, online, I think there is no much of teams, right? You guys don't see each other except your project team. How many
Yes,
people
sir.
are in your project team?
We were 4 people in our project team.
Four people. All right. Were you guys work together in your projects?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know. So, what's your overall experience? I see a lot of people. Um, I mean, nowadays it has become much more easier. People are able to land being a fresher. You are one of the example. There are many examples, but in general, what do you think is a difference between getting into a job early? Because there are courses like even not just in DataMites, there are so many courses out there. People get to exposure to all of these skills, but only a portion of people get into the career, right? So they be successful. From your perspective, what are all the parameters you think it's important to actually land in a job, in a career, apart from learning the skills and as per the syllabus? What do you think which makes you different?
So I followed whatever the syllabus given by DataMites, and then I think my major learning happened while doing the projects. So from there, I got to learn a lot. Uh, so my major learning here was doing the projects, and because of projects only, I was able to answer the things which was asked in interview, and projects only made me more confident, and it made my profile more stronger, I think, because I uploaded on GitHub also. And yeah, I think the most important part for here was my projects, because I was doing projects from YouTube also, apart from capstone project and client project, whatever we done here.
Hmm. Okay, that's a good answer. I completely agree with you. Similar things I hear from other successful candidates as well. It is not the skills you learn; it's how you apply that skills. And the projects is a
Yes,
place where you actually get an opportunity to occupy. I am looking at your resume now. You have clearly mentioned the GitHub profile, which is Komal DS 23, isn't it?
yes, sir.
Okay. So one of the learning points, or I would say the people who are listening to this um, webinar, this is a success story. When you start learning from the very beginning, when you start touching Python coding and stuff, if you could maintain your own GitHub repository, it's basically a code repository where you can push, and even Git is covered as a part of syllabus in DataMites. You can also read it from YouTube videos. It's really easy. But this GitHub will give you a profile for your potential employers to look into what you learn, and it'll be very transparent. And probably they'll pick up some of the projects which you have done in the GitHub, which you will be comfortable to answer. That gives a trust both ways, and that actually can make your profile stand out in the clutter of profiles people are getting nowadays for any job openings we have. So I have opened a couple of interns for my company Rubix. I already have 1,000 applications in 3 days. So, and we are paying just a stipend. And you see, there are 1,000 applications, and many are very qualified. And some of them are even with 5, 6 years of experience. There are a lot of people applying for these jobs. But when we actually speak to the people, you see only five, probably 10% people have done something on the real time with like kind of projects with Komal is talking about. And I actually believe them if they have a GitHub repository and they have done, check-in, the code check-in on over a period of time, let's say 4 to 5 months or 6 months. So that's very good, Komal. I think what you said is correct. And just to give you an idea, the reason your projects and GitHub helps because most people, most of the employers are not really worried about um, how strong you know a tool or a specific line of code because that can be learned. What people are looking at is that whether you do the projects, you understand the project requirements, executed few projects, both learning projects and a live project or internship project, and there is a proof that you have done it by yourself. GitHub is your proof. Wonderful. Okay. You mentioned that you have a good idea about statistics, isn't it? Even before joining,
Yes,
is that what you said?
uh, basic of stats I was knowing, because we studied it in mathematics also. So not everything, but some things I was knowing before, but here I followed the syllabus.
Okay, I lost you there. Um,
Hello?
okay, so
Okay.
you're saying something about statistics, right? Can you just repeat the last sentence, please?
Yeah, yeah. I was saying that uh,
Go
hello?
ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead. Go.
I knew the basics of stats, but not exactly what data science needs. So stats also I learned here only. I followed the syllabus.
Okay. So, and I don't think it's difficult, isn't it? Because it's mostly
No,
applied
no.
statistics. Okay. Right. Okay. So coming to the, you already mentioned that projects are very important. Apart from DataMites projects, which anyway you'll do four of the projects and one live projects, have you done other projects from outside? For example, Kaggle. Have you done any Kaggle projects? What kind of external support you have taken?
Not Kaggle project. I have followed some YouTube videos from there. I pick some uh, topics and just worked on that.
So you've mostly done DataMites related projects then.
Yes, yes. Data mesh related projects only.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. How many interviews you attended before you land up in this job, which is Dataken, right? So you're currently joining Dataken.
Yes.
How many other interviews you have attended?
One interview was from Cron Labs. Uh, sorry, I just cleared the first round Python coding, and then during technical interview, didn't work. After that, I was attending one interview that was cognition.ai, but after one round, I think the client went on hold. So before that, I attended two. Yeah, one also that was, do not remember the company, but that was a SQL based things. And I was not that good at SQL at that time. It was a very long back time. So yeah, I
Okay.
attended three companies.
Okay. Right. Right. Very good. So all of these are arranged by DataMites.
Yeah,
Okay. So you haven't applied any outside. Do you have any experience applying from LinkedIn or Naukri or any other portal? Did you do that?
no, sir. I was
Okay.
applying, but I didn't get the call.
Okay. So it's purely from DataMites placement team, right? Okay. Then could you share some experience on what kind of questions they were asked? What was the difficult areas? How did you learn and come across these difficult areas? Anything you can share with us?
Yeah, from Cronlabs, they were asking mostly about the AI things. Like they wanted to know my perspective towards the upcoming things which AI will be doing. And from ML part also, they asked me questions and algorithms and the hyperparameters and how the particular algorithm works like that. And how some interview questions were there also. And Python coding, they didn't ask because they took the test before only,
Correct.
and some questions from projects they asked, and some stats also. Yeah, stats also they asked the basics of stats.
What kind of questions and projects they ask normally?
Of
So from your project, what
yeah,
what,
yeah,
what typically what kind of questions you
yeah.
expect?
For hyperparameter tuning, they will ask which one will be better, why you used here this one, and which algorithm will work better in which type of data set. Like that, they will ask.
Okay. What is your overall interview experience? Is it stressful? A lot of people say in the interview, we could not perform even though we know it. What is your experience? Are the interviews stressful or is it comfortable interviews you have attended?
Comfortable only, but sometimes it is hurtful that we cannot recall the things. Like sometimes I also felt that I should have recalled it, but after practicing, I used to gain confidence.
All right.
And
Okay. So you've been preparing for like few months. Like, of course, you attended three interviews, fourth one you cleared. So what was the total duration from your first interview to the time you got into a job? How many months you were preparing?
my first interview, I gave in August.
Okay.
After that, uh, uh, after that, cognition I think I gave in October, and then DataCan in January.
Okay. This month. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. Have you joined Dataken yet, or
No, I have joined
you're going
9
to?
9 Jan. I have joined.
Oh, you joined 9 Jan. Okay. It's already been 20 days over there. How's your experience there?
It is good, going good.
It's going good. Okay, good to know. Okay, Komal, anything you wanted to share with the learning community? There is also a like kind of, I mean, maybe it is slightly not your area of expertise, but what do you think about the jobs? Because people think it's recession outside, jobs are falling. I'll be more qualified to answer it. But from your perspective, how is the job market? Maybe you and your friends, what's your opinion on how is the jobs right now? How are the jobs?
So before joining Dataken, I was also afraid, and I was also in tension that I don't know how I will be landing to a job, because wherever I was applying outside, I was not getting any call.
Mm.
So it after landing here, I have become confident, but I have no idea about the market, because uh, I was saying people to please refer me, but I was not getting any call. I used to apply through LinkedIn also, but yeah, DataMites made me land this job, so I'm happy for that. And regarding market, I have no idea.
Okay, one of the reason you landed a job is you're being pretty straightforward and honest. That's really what we look at as an employer when I take interviews. I also take interviews for some of the Fortune 100 companies as my clients, to help them to get the right folks. The main aspect we look into is the attitude in which integrity is, it's really important. So if you're down to earth, you're easy to mingle, straightforward, and you have good fundamentals, done some projects at the junior levels already, you are a great candidate to get hired, right? So keep it up, and I'm happy that you landed. So coming to the
Thank you, sir.
update on the market, there is no such decline in the area of data science analytics. You can look into any project, any metrics, LinkedIn reports or World Economic Forum. U.S. Labor Department has released a report last year, December. None of these reports on anywhere from the world is showing any kind of decline in terms of data science and analytics jobs. So, and also the rate of new jobs is much higher than some of the jobs which might be taken away by automation due to Gen AI. I don't see in a real practical world out there any of the Gen AI or AI is actually replacing or taking away data science jobs. You might be already noticing it. There is a lot of manual work we do, and human sense becomes really important. Most of the automations doesn't really apply to this area, not now, may not be in near future. That's just an update for people who are asking that. Then I'll open up because yeah, I think um, that's a good value experience you have shared, Komal. I'll open up
Thank you,
the
sir.
questions from the people who are in LinkedIn who might be joining this Zoom call. I see more than 50 members, 40 members nearly on the Zoom itself, maybe another 40, 15 in LinkedIn. So LinkedIn folks can leave the question as a comment. DataMites team will copy paste it in the conference, Zoom conference, right? And if you are already attending in the Zoom, then please ask whatever questions you have, either to Komal or me. We still have 10 minutes time. We have ample amount of time to take up the questions. Okay. All right. The first question is coming from LinkedIn from Malinath. Um, how many interviews you have given? I think we have answered it. Komal has given 3 interviews, and fourth one is what she finally cracked it. So it took her 4 to 5 months. Normally, people take 3 months, 3 to 4 months. Komal has taken 4 to 5 months, which is pretty straightforward. But she has finally cracked a data science role, which is very important. Another question from Kunal from LinkedIn. What was the level of Python coding in the exam? Komal, that's for you.
It was moderate only. You can find it on Google also. Like whatever, like I have given the cron lab exam, they have asked Python questions. It is available on Google. So not very tough. Yeah, it was moderate only, and mainly from list dictionary like that, and some programming questions was there, like prime number and sorting like that. Things were there. Swapping the numbers. Those things were there.
So basic Python
Yeah.
questions. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Um, I have a question from Matsa Bargo. And the question is, sir, present I'm doing data science course. Okay, that's good. So after completing the course, how much time it will be there for doing the projects and internship? Tell me that the process of 8 months course. Um, I think projects and internship is 4 to 5 months. Komal, can you answer this question? How much time takes for the projects and internship in DataMites CDS course?
Sir, it depends upon the individual because for a project, DataMites will give 20 days of time. So if you will complete it before, you can switch to next one. You have to do 4 capstone project and 1 client project. So it depends upon you how fast you can do a project and submit the project.
How much time you have taken, Komal? You and your team, your group?
So for we started on January and completed by March and everything, capstone also and client also.
Oh, wonderful. That's very good. Okay, thank you. Um, I have another question from Advait Rani. The question is, however, the question in the interview means basic or more advanced, what kind of, which skill they focused more on? So let me paraphrase the question. The question is, what kind of areas they touch? What kind of skills they actually more focus on in the interview? Kamal.
Sir, what I have analyzed, it depends upon the JD of the company. Like some companies used to ask more ML questions, some will ask Python, SQL, and analytics part also. So mainly on Python and ML, I will say,
So mainly on Python.
and ML. Because stats, some will ask, some will not ask. Because I
Okay.
have given 3 interviews, only Cronlabs asked me stats question. No other companies asked.
Did they ask machine learning questions? Like I think
Yes,
you told, right? What kind of algorithms they normally ask?
mainly random forest and linear regression, logistic regression, they will ask.
Okay. Did they
And
ask?
uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
and they will ask bagging and boosting. They will ask to define you. They'll leave it to you. Just define how it works like that. So you have to tell everything about from the beginning how bagging boosting works like that.
Okay, wonderful. Um, they didn't ask any Gen AI related questions, did they?
No, no, they didn't ask me, but yeah, they asked me about how you will see AI for the coming generations like that, and how can it replace you. Some questions were there which I was not able to answer from AI part only, but they were general questions, not technical questions.
All right. All right. So we have another question. So how can we form a team in doing projects? Will the data mites help in forming teams? Because online batches don't know other students. What was your experience, Komal?
The DataMites only made a team and sent the email IDs to us. So after that, we decided the projects and get connected through mail only. They will send the mail IDs of the team.
So data mites actually make the
Yeah, they made the team.
yes, that's clear. Any questions you have further or data mites? Okay, sorry. So I have a lot of questions from the LinkedIn. Let me take it from the chat box. The question from LinkedIn, Amar Sharma has asked, did they ask OOPS concepts in Python? Did they ask OOPS concepts in Python, Komal?
Yes, they asked.
Okay, wonderful. So what kind of questions? They ask deeper about OOPS concepts or they just asked
Yeah, they just asked define oops. How do you know oops like that? Only they asked. Didn't
basic
get
questions?
Yeah, basics only.
They didn't get into
No,
different
no, no deeper,
methods
no
of
deep.
OOPS in Python. Okay. Okay. I have another question from LinkedIn, Abhinash Yam. The question is, when did you first attend your mock interview in DataMites after completing the third phase? When did you attend your mock interview, Komal?
First mock in May, mid of the May I attended.
Mid of the okay. Another question from Porchivellen, Porchelvellen, sorry if I mispronounce your name, Porchelvan KP, and also from LinkedIn. As I'm doing intern in DataMites, what could be my future? Okay, I think I can better answer. So after your internship completes, you will get into PAT. In fact, in the middle of the internship itself, PAT team will get into team. PAT is placement assistance team. And based on your profile, your competence, they will start working with you in terms of fine tuning your resume, your skills, and then getting the job references for you. And it takes few months time before you actually land up in a job, which is very normal. Piyush Shoni, also from LinkedIn, um, a question is that DataMites team help you in interview, like providing study material? I think that's to you, Komal. So the question is
Yes,
whether DataMites team help you for the interview preparation by providing study material.
study material they will provide during the course only. So you have to prepare from those things.
Any special interview related study materials, like interview questions and stuff?
Mm. No, so I prepared it with my own. Whatever the stuffs they provided, I think from there you can find out the interview questions also.
Okay. But right now they have 500 interview questions frequently asked. Maybe they have created recently, but
Okay.
that is being shared to some of the people now. I see that coming in.
Yeah, I was from last year batch.
Correct. Um, All right. So next question is, may I know about the data engineer career? All right. So I can take this question. Data engineer is more technical. You should be really good at database, both SQL and MongoDB, NoDB databases. Should be good at ETL tools, extract, transform, and load tools, including Spark. You should be good at softwares like Airflow, which is data pipeline orchestration, right? And you should be able to manage end-to-end data transformation using cloud platforms. So these are the four areas which actually you needed to become a good data scientist, good data engineer, along with the other analytical skills, understanding business data, trying to make the data more useful for the data science teams and stuff like that. So data engineer is more technical than data scientist. So if you are not from a technical background and you want to be good, take up which less technical path, then data scientist is better. But data engineer is in high demand now because if you look at any company, the bulk of the work is at the data engineering level. Unless you have a data in proper order, you cannot really work on the data science or AI models. So there is a huge spike of demand for data engineer. So if you manage to learn data engineer tools and skill set, then you have much further, a much higher chance of getting into the job, quicker chance of getting into the job. Uh, Hope that answers the question. I have another question. I have a question from Amar Sharma, also from LinkedIn. Did they ask you to write SQL query, Komal?
Yeah, in one interview they asked me to write SQL query.
Okay, so how did you do?
And so it was not, I didn't clear that interview because I was not good at SQL at that time. Then I learned SQL nicely. After that, I became confident on SQL. But it was easy one only. I have not practiced it properly. That's why I was not able to give the answer.
I appreciate it. I think it's a very good answer. And SQL will be asked because even if you are like data scientist, you probably don't deal directly with the data in most of the big companies. You might have to write some SQL queries for some test servers and sometimes even to the production servers. SQL query, it only takes few days to a week if you focus, right? But that is very important. And sometimes they'll ask you to write. Of course, there can be a small syntax errors in it. That's not a problem because anyway, when you write in the production level, you will Google and find the right one. But the approach, the overall approach and the syntax should be decently good when you're writing a SQL query. It doesn't need to be error free. That is not the intention. But the intention is to understand how strong are you in SQL as such, Amar. Okay. I have another question from LinkedIn. What was the reason you are lagging in interview? I think that she already answered multiple times. She was not good at few areas and including SQL. And after failing few interviews, she cleared it. And it's a similar story we hear from most of the success students. No one, I mean, very rarely someone clear in the first interview, but it's usually two, three failures, and then you work on your weaker areas to crack the last one, like to crack your um, interview. Another question from Kunal Kawadkar from LinkedIn. How was your experience in client project? Is it related to Capstone or different? How much time you needed for the? Now we actually have a lot of live projects we are giving as a client projects. In fact, there is a one project from Cisco we are rolling out for DataMites learners. I'm not sure what was Komal. Komal, what kind of client project you have done when you have done last year?
Sir, it was ITSM ML. It was good only, like a bit tougher than Capstone, but it was doable.
ITSM. I don't remember which client. Yeah, so ITSM is a ticketing thing, right? To
Yeah, ticket priority and forecasting things.
similar project we are doing with Cisco in production right now. I don't remember the previous client. But to answer your question, Kunal, normally these projects are client project, either sometimes live or you completed it, you redo it again. So it will give you a very good exposure of the real-time projects, as well as you can code them on your resumes. So that gives a lot of credibility because you have done it with a team. So you could explain it much better. So that actually helps you in clearing the interviews. Okay, so I'll switch back to questions on Zoom. We have 4 questions on Zoom now. One question is from Rani. The interviews which I've attended were virtual or face to face? Komal,
Virtual only.
even the last one, Dataken.
Yeah, yeah, virtual.
Okay,
Virtual. I have attended all the virtual interviews. Sometimes Pat send you for face to face, but I didn't go for those. Uh, I have attended all the virtual interviews.
your joining is physical, isn't it?
No, no. My joining is remote only. I
Oh,
got a work from home job.
okay, wonderful. There are not many of them
Uh,
nowadays, isn't it? So
yeah,
you're lucky.
they told me till internship at least do it for now. Do it work from home for now. We'll tell you about later if you have to join office.
Okay, that's good. That's very nice. I have a question from Caroline Wembura. Does DataMites provide a course of data science? Yes, I mean that's actually DataMites is one of the oldest, I would say, one of the first comprehensive data science course provider, not just in India, entire world. The CDS, which is copyrighted trademark in 2016, and CDS is certified data scientist, has more than 30,000 full-time people completed. Thousands of people have graduated and being working as a data scientist in senior roles. To your information, so DataMites is a leading and one of the first companies in the entire world providing career-oriented data science course. This particular course, CDS, is launched in 2017, January. And I joined as a lead mentor in 2018. Rane has a question again. I don't have any technical background. I think that's not very difficult. Um, I think more than 50, 60% who are joining and even successfully clearing the career do not have any technical background. So this is a very common question. The answer is you don't need technical background. You do have to focus um, maybe if 20% more in the programming phase of your course, and that everyone actually can do it. All right. The salaries are usually between 4 to 7, 8 lakhs. I think last success story was about 7.5 lakhs or so, 6.5 lakhs. But usually it varies between 4 to 6, 7. It used to be on the higher side a year ago, but it has come down now. All right. I have a question from Suyog, and the question, Suyog Chaudhary, the question is there any prerequisite for cloud data engineering course to join before DataMites? Um, Data engineering, you don't have any prior requirements to my knowledge, because even the cloud data engineering is dealt within the classroom. But if you have some knowledge on AWS and Azure, that really help you to go to the next level rather than just learning the basics. So I would say if you have a prior knowledge, it helps you, but as such, it is not a prerequisite. So you could even learn cloud and data engineering on cloud in the classroom itself, in the course itself. I'll take one last question. There are many. This is from LinkedIn again. How Pat team helped you is from Manu from LinkedIn. How Pat Team helped you in searching in job searching journey? So essentially, how did Pat Team help you in finding a job, Komal?
So the opportunities I received from Pratt only, whatever interviews I have given, that Pratt only has bring.
Okay. So all the things, apart from giving you job interviews, did they support you in terms of, yeah, of course, they conducted mock interviews, given the feedback,
Yes, yes.
prepared you. Okay, so they provide end-to-end service in terms of until you land up in the job, and there is no such expiry date for it. So until you find a job, they have this queue system. So if you fail, then you're back on the queue, and again they'll be sending you for the upcoming opportunities. So you might have to wait for a few weeks before you get the next turn, but it keeps on going. Manu. Okay, that's how it works. All right. So thank you very much for all. I think there is no further questions. Okay, great. So Komal, thank you very much for your time.
Thank
Uh,
you so much, sir.
yeah, it is valuable. And as I always say this, not many people take time to share the success story. Some are shy, some are, I don't know, other reasons. Some are that, okay, I crossed and I don't care about the others. But there are few people who actually take time to share their success stories, because your success story actually matters for the people who have similar profile. People like me with 20, 25 years of experience, um, we can give the guidance, but your success story genuinely inspires people, and that motivates a lot of them, give confidence that they can also make it. So as a last thing, I also tell people who started the career, this is your stepping stone, this is a first step, right? Getting a data science job is a first step. So it's not like you're done learning. It's almost like you keep on learning in this field. It's a very dynamic field. So my advice to you is keep exploring new opportunities. Always try to get into tough projects, because tough projects give you more learning opportunities. At least for coming few years, if you be on the top of your learning new technologies in data science area, your career growth will be on the um, high growth rate. With that, thank you, Komal, for your time, and
Thank you, sir.
all of the people who are who are attending this session now. I wish you all the best. And I have given my LinkedIn profile. I think you can type in Ashok Veda in Google. You will find my LinkedIn profile. If you have any questions you want to directly ask me, um, the people who are in the Zoo, I'm giving my LinkedIn profile directly, but you can find it easily. So you can drop a message. I'll be more than happy to take up your question. And at the last note, I appreciate Pat team for their good job in making difference in people's life. I wish them to keep up the good job. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Bye, Komal. Bye, everyone.
Bye, sir.